Hey guys, V Funya here, the entertainment guru. I am currently taping at our new Las Vegas headquarters here at Links Viral. So make sure if you guys come visit to Las Vegas or you are in Las Vegas, make sure you come visit us here at our headquarters. It is literally less than a minute from the Strip and it's a really, really awesome place. This video is all about the concept of faking it till you make it. Now, we've heard some of the best in whatever industry you're trying to get into, and they constantly say the same thing, just fake it till you make it. Now, I think it's so important for us to actually dive into what exactly that means. Because see, being in the creative entertainment industry, I notice that people do fake it till they make it. However, some of them kind of go about it, and I don't want to say in a wrong way, however, kinda, right? Now, as you guys know, I'm all about vibrations, I'm all about the vibes and stuff like that. See, unfortunately, a lot of people believe that faking it till you make it means they gotta name drop, they gotta lie, they gotta say that they've worked with so-and-so or that they've done certain things instead of just being themselves. So I wanted to kind of share with you guys my story about how I started and how I continuously start all over again, right? Because as you guys know, we have Tribunity currently in Los Angeles, Hawaii, and now Las Vegas. You know, my time out here in Las Vegas, I didn't know anybody out here whatsoever. And, you know, just through my vibrations, through just, I guess, the concept of faking till you make it, my own way, which I'll tell you guys how I went about that, you know, in a second. But because of that, I was able to essentially, look, now get us our new headquarters, right? Create relationships out here that has been giving us business. Also create relationships where obviously we're able to continuously build out the tribe, creating the lifestyle that I always wanted, right? All right, so when I first started in Los Angeles, now mind you, I was a little bit in the entertainment industry in San Diego. Shout out to a Rising Star Band, the cover band out there that essentially gave me the taste of what it was like to be behind some of the bigger stages out there. But when I moved to Los Angeles, because I decided, you know what, there's something more than San Diego. Like, I got to figure this out. I got to be in the entertainment industry, but really be in it. So I decided to go to Los Angeles. I signed up for Musician Institute, you know, was living out of my car, was, you know, signing up for 7-day free passes at all the gyms just so I can take showers every day. And while I was going to school, I was hungry. I was trying to figure out, like, I was in the Los Angeles hustle, right? The famous Hollywood hustle. Like, I was doing it. Now, in order for me to actually eat, or in order for me to gain opportunities, right, I had to learn how to create those opportunities while even going to school. See, a lot of people believe that, well, you can't necessarily do a specific job until you learn about it and so on and so forth. Now, like I said, I was hungry, so I didn't want to waste any time. I was there already. I needed to figure things out. So I did the whole faking it till you make it. Now, the biggest concept of faking till you make it is really just being able to own it, right? Like, own it within yourself so that way you can actually program your mindset into really believing that, well, you are this person that you say you are. So while I was at school, I did say that, you know, I was a manager. See, at that time though, guys, I didn't know the different jobs behind the scenes in the entertainment industry. I just knew about being a manager, right? Essentially, you manage an artist. I did not want to be in front of the scenes whatsoever. I knew that I just wanted to somehow be a part of it. And I was pretty good at actually, you know, managing people. So I figured, you know what, why not be a manager? So I found an artist, right? Shout out to Lady Row. We created a band. It was like a rock band meets hip hop R&B. It was pretty dope. So then I started essentially shaking hands with the bouncers at the different venues, and I started faking it, right? I started letting them know that I was essentially a manager, even though technically I haven't done anything yet, right? I was brand new in Los Angeles. I was still going to school. I had no idea what the heck I was doing. All I knew was that I had a goal and that I needed to get this done so that way I can just be a part of something bigger within the entertainment industry, right? So, and obviously I became passionate about certain things, you know, especially meeting an artist or whatever. And by the way, guys, I didn't meet her straight off the bat, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of had to find her. So if you guys are thinking about being a manager out there, put out auditions, look up YouTubes. You guys can easily, let them know that you're interested. But my point is, I was shaking hands with these bouncers and I let them know, like, hey, you know what? I got this really great band. What can I do in order to get them on that stage? So then the bouncer would be like, oh, great. So let me go ahead and give you my manager's phone number or the booking agent's phone number. So I started finding out, okay, this is what a booking agent is. This is what a venue manager is. This is what XYZ is. And then when I started booking them, contracts started coming in, right? And I was like, okay, what the heck is this? Now, mind you, like I said, I just started going to the Musician Institute, so I didn't really know much. While we were learning about the contracts in school, I was already doing them. Now, obviously, it was common sense for me because I was like, all right, read the thing, make sure you agree to everything. Now, see, at this time, and it still happens, unfortunately, in Los Angeles, there is a thing called pay to play, which means that the artist actually had to sell a certain amount of tickets in order to perform. Now, from being on after managing, I've been on the venue side, the producer side, the event producer side, the booking agent side, as well as managing the artist side, so being on the artist side as well, right? So, I get why they kind of have that concept, but obviously I'm a problem solver. I figured out ways, so I don't really believe in pay to play. But my point is, right, because I faked it, I was able to get into those doors and then also be able to really own my power and really realize, like, okay, you know what? Guys, I was homeless, like straight up. I didn't have food to eat. All I knew was that I needed to be a manager. And the only way I personally know how to do things is through experience. And if I didn't know how to do something, then I would Google it. Thank God that we live in a day and age of Googling things and being able to YouTube things and whatever, right? Like, I just looked it up, or I was actually able to ask my teachers, right? Now, luckily, I was able to Google a lot of these things, and I kind of figured out how to go about contracts. So a lot of these venues, sometimes they wouldn't even have agreements like that, so then I would have to create it on my own. And then obviously going to the Musician Institute definitely helped that situation because it just made it a lot more professional, right? So if you guys have questions on how to go about that, just so you know, I am a great resource for that. I have plenty of agreements, plenty of contracts that you guys can utilize and kind of just change some of the names. Just DM me, let me know, we'll talk about it, and I'll set you up, right? So with that said, it continued. Now, because I was able to essentially book artists at all these venues, because I kept repeating it because I saw that it worked, right? And I kept repeating it and I kept owning my power as this quote unquote manager. My classmates would be like, hey, I see, because we were passing out flyers, the bands, and I was passing out flyers. Because the school started finding out about it, a lot of my classmates were like, yo, what are you doing? You're doing so much stuff. Can I, go ahead and support you? So that's when the label came about. Then I realized I don't even really know what it means to run a label. Yes, we learned it in school, but it really wasn't for me. And neither was managing. To be honest, no offense to managers, we definitely need you guys out there, and you guys are a specific, beautiful breed. But for me, managing is, especially an artist, is like glorified babysitting. And yeah, anyways, long story, it's because I went on tour, blah, blah, blah. But now, right, because of that situation, because I owned my power, because I owned myself as somebody that can essentially problem solve, right? Because I owned myself as being somebody that can just figure things out, I was able to go up to people that I looked up to. So, those people that would come into classes and kind of, because at Musician Institute, they had like professionals come in and they would talk to you about the entertainment industry. So whenever I looked up to somebody, or whenever I felt like, oh, this would be a cool person to work with, I would go up to them and I'd say, hey, what can I do for you? So internships was a great way for me to actually create these opportunities for myself. Now, obviously, guys, internships means starting off as free. Now, like I said, because of kind of the label that we were able to build, even though I knew that wasn't for me, we essentially had a tribe already. I had a group of people that was just like, okay, V, what's the next move? We're in it, whatever you're gonna get into, right? So what ended up happening is now I was just like, okay, well, I need to learn more, because now I'm starting to realize, wait a second, there's like thousands of jobs behind the scenes. What else can I do, right? So I wanted to learn so much more. So I started going to specific people that I looked up to and I said, how can I help you? What are your goals? And what I did was I told them that I would handle it. So I would sit with them and I would ask them what they wanted. Instead of letting them know like, hey, this is what I want to work for you, I need some money. And mind you guys, like I said, I was homeless, okay? I was living out of my car. I was, hungry. I was all these things, but in my ways of being, I was this person that just knew that I can support anybody in a way that would definitely get them to succeed. As long as they hired me, as long as they had me on their team, that I can definitely support them in succeeding. So what I did was, that's exactly how I approached it, right? I let them know I was a problem solver, said I can do anything, let me know what you need taken care of. So that's what I did, whatever they said. So if they said, hey, I need my social media stuff up, like for instance, MIDI Mafia, shout out to MIDI Mafia. They're the Grammy winners behind the 50 Cent's first album. Great guys, amazing. They're still my brothers. I love them. But yeah, so, when I spoke to them about it, they had this company called Brand X, and they wanted to actually create essentially a branding team. So what I would do is I would start recruiting people that wanted to get into the entertainment industry, and I would Google it. And I would even have my peers Google it and let them know the truth. Like, hey guys, you really want this opportunity? Let's figure this out together. They want to build up their social medias, not only for themselves, but also for the people that they're working with. They want to work on their branding. How can we support them? So we started problem solving together. Then I started repeating that same exact thing over and over and over, because that's when I realized that, you know what? I may not be a great manager because I wasn't really a fan of glorified babysitting. However, I was a great project manager. So I started managing multiple projects. I mean, there was a time, guys, where I literally had 14 different clients. I was literally in and out of recording studios, film studios, offices, all throughout the day in Los Angeles, which if you guys don't know how that's like, it is insane because of the traffic. However, I owned it, I did it, and I lived and breathed it, because every single time I was able to spend time with somebody, I literally got high off of the fact that I was able to support them and getting closer to living their passions. So I owned it. I owned it. So the whole faking it till you make it, yes, it's about, like when I said that I was a manager to that bouncer, technically I wasn't, right? But what does that even mean, especially being in the creative entertainment industry, right? Like, if you want to be an artist, it doesn't take you having an album. It doesn't take you, being able to be in a studio in order to be an artist. You can literally say you're an artist now and then start creating. In fact, you saying that you're an artist now and really starting to own and hone in on that power will allow you to create, whether it's create the music, create the art, create the film, whatever, but also create and problem solve how you can go about your next steps and really making sure that you become this artist that you want to become, or become this manager, or whatever the heck you want, director, whatever you want to be in the entertainment industry, right? If you own that, if you fully own it and you say, this is who I am because this is what I'm going for, then best believe the universe will then create and align with you and then give you the steps that you need to be able to do in order to make that happen. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, like I said, we're in Los Angeles, Hawaii, Las Vegas. So every single time I have started brand new, not knowing anybody. And every single time I was able to do it within weeks. And all it really takes, like I said, is being out there, owning your power, your ways of being. I don't know what it is, but people come up to me. It's like written on my forehead or something like that. But really, once you really hone in on it, and shout out to the people that have come up to me because it's like, I don't know, written on my forehead or something like that. Or obviously I do wear the Tribe Unity shirts a lot, but whatever it is, but a lot of people get called to my energy, where then I'm able to just be me, myself. I can even be honest with we're brand new in Las Vegas, so I'm still building relationships. But obviously I'm really good at creating relationships, so I'm able to say we can create resources. We have resources because technically we do. We have it in Los Angeles and Hawaii. But that shouldn't hold you back from being whatever the heck you want to be, even if you don't have resources. Like I said, in Los Angeles, I had nothing. just remember that before you fake it in a way where you feel like you need to lie because you need to be like cool, just remember that people really read vibrations. And name dropping is not the way to go about it. Even till this day, I don't really like to name drop. Now, I name dropped a little bit for the story because it went with the story, right? But like, in order for me to get an opportunity, I don't need to say, I do this, this, and this. Most of the time, guys, and I'm gonna tell you this right now, within Tribe Unity, especially when it comes to event production, I never, ever had to market. When it comes to me getting hired as, you know, building a tribe for somebody, I never had to market it out there, right? It's always been word of mouth, because your ways of being, your positive energy, the way you truly are, if you light that up and you allow whoever the heck you are talking to or whoever's around you to feel your vibrations, they will always, always remember that. And I'm gonna tell you guys this right now, because I hire people all the time for specific projects. Know that, and this is across the board, we now live in a different day and age where, guess what? There are so many people out there with crazy ass credentials, crazy ass experience, but personally, and a lot of the people that I've been working with, they would rather work with somebody that's positive, that's willing to learn, and willing to essentially be a team player, be part of the tribe. Because you know what, personally, I'd rather train somebody, because guess what, in every single project, no matter what, how long you've been in the entertainment industry, every single project is different. So you're gonna have to relearn the stuff anyways. And best believe I don't need a know-it-all. I don't need somebody saying all these things. However, I love, as you guys know, co-creating with people, and I love being surrounded by leaders that, yes, have done it before, that, yes, have created, you know, maybe even tribes before, but even those leaders know, like, hey, specific projects call for specific things. So obviously we get to learn together. So once again, guys, it's not about lying, name dropping, or whatever. Remember that your vibrations, your ways of being is the strongest tool, the strongest resources that you have in gaining any type of opportunity you've ever wanted within the creative entertainment industry. So that's my 2 cents on the fake it till you make it. I love you guys. Come visit us. Like, share, comment. Let's continue this conversation. V's out.